Hey there, I wanted to show you a few things that you could do with Canva, especially the Canva table elements um, that a lot of people are not aware of. So let's just insert a table to start with. And this is going to be the table that we use for everything. So the first thing is to create parallel lines. So I'm going to delete these two columns and then I'm coming here. And as you can see, table spacing, we can just reduce the cell spacing to 0. And we can make it as wide or as narrow as we want. Sorry, let's add 3 rows and let's make it a little thing like this. And now we have a table with all the borders. What you can do is select the table, click on border, select the border style and make the border weight as 0, and then select the top horizontal inner and bottom borders and go back to border style and border weight as 1. Or you could even select the dotted border weight or one of the other types, and they're all fine. But let's just go with the simple one. So that gives you a design like this where you get all these parallel lines and you don't have to worry about the lines slipping or not being very aligned or anything. And you can add more rows if you want. You can delete some rows, etc., etc., and it will look very nice. So that's one thing that you can do with uh, with the table element in Canva. Um, Another thing that is fun to do, again, let's come back to elements. Let's pull up the table again. Another thing that's quite fun to do, and I'll do it as a grid. So let's make it 3 columns and 3 rows. Yeah, somewhat the same. So I'm pulling this out and I'm pulling this out as well. So we get the height and width to be somewhat similar. Yep. Um, and you don't you don't have to do it exactly like that. It's just how I like to do it. So let's give it a little color here. Let's give it maybe this peach or whatever color it is. Um, Select border, select the border style, select the border style, and increase the border weight and change the border color to white. So you have this nice little grid of little columns or little cells in different colors. And another fun thing I like to do is just change the color of these cells. Okay, let's make it something that stands out a bit more. Um, Now we'll give it this color. So we just play around with the colors a bit, and we can do this again as a 4x4 table or as a 3x3 or whatever it is. It's just a fun thing to do, and it just looks very nice to have all these different colors. So I know I messed up the colors when I added the column and row, but you get the idea. You can just uh, select this, select this, select this, select this, and let's give it this color. Select this, and give it orange. Select this, and give it this color, this color. So yes, something like this. You can just make it look like a checkerboard of different kinds, and you can just apply different colors to it and make it look nice. Another way to achieve the same effect, I just duplicated it so I don't have to, go with the table settings again. Is let's come back to the border. Let's change this again to black. So it's all there, and then the border style, the border weight can come back to 1. Um, oh, I didn't select the full table. Okay, I'm just doing it from scratch. So here's the table we want, and again I'm just making it somewhat square. Delete a row. Oops. Yep, let's make it somewhat square here. And another way of getting the same effect. So let's apply a color to this again. Let's give it this color this time. And we'll leave the border. We'll actually change the border to 0 because we don't want a border for this one. Coming to the table spacing, so we'll change the cell spacing to 0. I don't see a need for it. And just change the table spacing. And you get a similar effect to this one. You just get all that white space in between. Um, so it's quite interesting. You can either apply a color to the border and you can get something like this. So let's select this table again and let's go to the border, and instead of white, let's maybe select this green or this blue or this yellow, and it looks so different. It doesn't look like the same table at all. Whereas here we just change the spacing of the table and you're getting something um, that looks quite different from the previous version. And yes, you can change the colors of these cells as well. There you go. Looks quite nice this way. So that's another thing. Um, and another trick I wanted to show you that I use quite a bit in my products. Um, let's come to table spacing is 0, cell spacing is 0, 0 again. And um, we'll leave some space for the title of that page. So that's okay. And then let's merge these cells and let's merge, let's call it, let's say this is Monday and Tuesday. And okay, that doesn't look very nice. So we'll add a remove, right? And yep, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or no, we want to make it weekend. Um, let's just say we want to combine the two weekend cells so we can merge it. You can unmerge it later as well if you want, but um, yeah, it just gives you a few different ways of, let's say you want to do a meal planner here and a habit tracker here and a step counter, um, water tracker, I don't know, mood tracker. So it just lets you combine different cells in different ways. So you can easily create different layouts for your planner without really, you know, having to put all the boxes together and change things around and move them and having to align them and all that. So when you do it this way, you get the whole thing aligned, and you can just again you can add um, add the borders, you can change borders, you can change border sizing. I think you can also apply bullet points. So yes, there's a whole lot of things you can do with it and make it look very nice. So that's another thing. And um, another trick that a lot of people don't realize with tables is, let's say, let's make it of changing this to canvas or Arimo. Yep. So this is another trick that a lot of people don't know. Um, Thursday, Friday. I'll leave it at that. I don't think it matters. Just wanted something there. And let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 15. Yep. Oh. Now the fun part is, let's make it bold. Let's keep it center aligned. All of this text, especially when you're creating calendars or something, or if you want to, just play around with it a bit. Again, select the table, change the cell spacing to 0. And I'll show you why that matters here. So let's select all of this and let's move it to the, is that right or left? Whatever, the left, and you can have it all left aligned. And if you increase cell spacing, it moves a bit more to the center. So you can just decide where you want to leave this text if you don't want it right in the middle. Another thing that you can do is, leave it right aligned. And also the vertical alignment can be top or bottom, depending on what you want to do with your tables. So you have a few different um, techniques that you can use to change the alignment of text within the cells. So that's another one. I hope you find it helpful. And like I said, if you are keeping your text center aligned and in the middle, the cell spacing really doesn't matter and you can leave it at 0. But if your text is aligned towards one of these borders, then it's best to leave some kind of cell spacing so that the numbers or the words are not sticking to the corners of the cell.